Hi friends, it's Deb. I am doing my my August and September update for the Eyes Project Pan. I created this year to just be able to talk about the different products that I'm using on my eyes. The hashtag is Eyes 2023 and Eyes stands for Enjoy Your Eyeshadows. But I like to talk about the liners, toppers, pretty much everything that goes into creating an eye look. Monthly updates on around the 4th, and there are other people that have joined in on this, and I will have them listed below. And for all of the other updates, I have gone through by each look and told you what I have used to create that look and posted a picture on the screen. But this month, I thought maybe I would just go through and rank all of the things that I used this month and then just do a slideshow at the end, I guess, of the looks that I did. Sadly, I did not take any pictures of my makeup the entire time I was on vacation in July and beginning of August. I don't know how I blacked out and just glitched on that, because I did my makeup every day and I'm missing all of that stuff. But I did write down most of my uses. There are several days in there that I did not write down the liners that I used. So the liner portion of this won't be exact, but it's going to be close. So what I did this month is I made a spreadsheet and I put down everything that I used in 3 categories. Hi. I did 3 categories. I did eyeshadows, toppers, like single eyeshadows, super shocks, etc., and then I did liners. And I'm going to go through each of the 3 categories and tell you how they ranked from worst to best. And how about we start with, should we just start with toppers? Let's start with toppers. So I used 8 toppers in this last time period. The one coming in number 8 for me is the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Strapless. This is lovely. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't use it. I have so many paint pots and other things that I'm trying to get uses in that I just forget about this. And it is in my Set It Free project and I need to finish it, but I neglect it. But that is that right there. And I did only use that one time the entire month. Number 7 will be my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Ice Dream. Now this should rank higher, but I have to tell you about this one. My beautiful love. I'm not even swatching it. I have to declutter it. For months, every single time I wore this, after I took my makeup off that night, my eyes would just burn like I just had like gravel and sand and acid in them. And it was every single time I wore this. And I got rid of my old one after I had tried to revive it a few times, and I thought maybe I just messed up the formula. Opened this new one, used it enough times to re-hit pan. I mean, I used quite a bit of this. You know how much I love it. And I can't do it. So as much as I hate to do it, I need to declutter it. So that is why that is coming in at number 7. It still has to come in a little bit higher than the Caviar Stick because at least I love this. Number 6 and number 5 could actually be interchangeable, but number 6 will be the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Peekaboo, and I used this 4 times this month. It is in a project. Here, I'll swatch this one for you. I don't want to swatch the Ice Dream because I'm afraid later that I'll touch my eyes and we'll have a problem. And then in number 5 spot, it'll be the Super Shock in How Far I'll Go. And I'll give a swatch of this one also. And they're very similar. They do pretty much the same thing on the eyes, but right there and right there. But they're both in projects right now, so I needed to use them. And in spot number 4, I put my single shadow from Glaminatrix in Moss. This shadow, every time I say moss, I feel like I should be talking about a green, but I'm not. I'm talking about this very cool, stunning blue. Oh, see, but for you, it kind of looks green. On the eye, this is what I use when I have on, you know, like aqua colors on my nails, and I want to try to match my eyeshadow. I guess it's not even right. You know what I mean? Like, that's coming in at number 4, and I also used that just one time. Coming in at number 3 will be from the BH Zodiac palette. It is the shade in Libra. I've only used it one time, but every time I swatch it, I do the I like it a lot. It's, I don't know, it's hard to see, but it's this color right here. And just, these are just yum. When you just, even for how old these palettes are, like these are getting up there in age, and just, it still just swatches so nice, and it's just such a great formula, and oh, lovely. So that is coming in at number 3. In spot number 2 for toppers this month, it will go to the Cliona Fruit Lighter in Tropico. I have never worn this as a highlighter on my face. I wear it as an eyeshadow topper, and it makes my heart scream. It is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I love this so much. So that came in at spot number 2. I'm going to save all the number 1s for the very end because they're all part of my peak for the month. So that is my selection of toppers that I used for the month. And let me clean up, and I will pull out all of the eyeliners that I used for the month. There were quite a few actually, and I will go through and we will rank those. I used 7 different liners over this last month and a half or 2 months or whatever it is now. And coming in at number 9 will be the ColourPop gel liner in Piggy Bank. This is a beautiful color. I'm wearing this in my waterline today, but these, they're dry, they break. Excuse me. Oh yeah, that tugs so much. That's so irritating to me. But for this update, I have used this twice. That is ColourPop Piggy Bank, coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is the ColourPop gel liner in Catsuit. This pretty teal, and this I also don't love, but this one is a bit creamier than the other one, so it gets 1 spot higher. And I have also used this one 2 times. That is Catsuit. For number 7, I have used this one 9 times. It is the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Eye Crayon in Earthquake, I think. Is this Earthquake? I can't read it. Anyway, it's this one, and this is so old and so dry. And basically, I'm just using it all under my eyes here. And my goal is to finish it, and I don't know if that will ever happen before it's too dry to use. And the only reason that this one is getting ranked higher than the other 2 is because I actually am panning this one to completion, possibly, and I have more uses on it. 9 uses, and that is that right there. Marc Jacobs Earthquake. Coming in at number 6 is another ColourPop gel liner, an Icebreaker. This color is beautiful, and this one is still kind of sort of creamy. It's not tuggy, so can you see it right there? That's why this one gets a little bit higher in the ranking. Number 5, this one shocked me. When I shop online, I go through the shop app, and every once in a while, when you click on there, it will take however much money you have earned through Shop app, and it will multiply it by whatever for a limited amount of time, and you can use that money to make a purchase through somebody. So I had watched Kim do an unboxing of a Victoria Beckham eyeliner, and the whole experience was just luxurious and just, I was like, I want that. And she had done the same thing through Shop app, which is what made me look to see if I had credits and points and how it was all working out. So I had some money in Shop app because I didn't know that was a thing, and the day that I clicked on it, it multiplied by 5 times, I think. And so I was able to go on the Victoria Beckham site and get this liner for free. And one side is a sponge to smudge, and the other side I just got it in black, and I wanted to see how this would work. Oh God, it is the creamiest. Honestly, seriously, this just feels luxurious. It's right there, and I cannot wait to put this into a project to try in my waterline. I'm so excited. Anyway, Miss Victoria Beckham is at number 5 because I only got to try her one time. Coming in at number 4 is Urban Decay's liner in the waterline version. So this one is specifically for the waterline. This one is called Legend. I'm going to it's creamy, like when I put it next to the Victoria Beckham swatch. It's this one right here. It's very creamy, but this one does not last in my waterline. So I'm hoping that that one does. But the reason why all of these have not gotten very many uses, like the waterline one got used one time, Victoria Beckham got used one time, is because I'm panning to completion this black liner from Urban Decay in 0. This is how much is left. This is what I use every day on my lash line, my tight line, most days in my waterline, and that is this right here. So as soon as this is done, we're going to give more love to the Victoria Beckham one and see how that works on my waterline. Coming in at number 2 is my About Face liner in Eternal Sunshine. These don't move. So if you want to put on your liner and then smudge it out and just do a bunch of creative stuff, you have to work so fast with these. But if you want a liner you can just draw on and just leave, this is your liner. I absolutely love these liners. I'm so aggressive, I just broke that one too. These ones are very soft and creamy, and typically when I'm going to use the liners like this, I just do a little tiny pop of color just right here, and these do not budge. These last through my sweating, through my watery eyes, through all of that. These are great. This came in at number 2. I will save my number 1. Here are all of the liners that I used. Pretty good variety, I think. I used 11 different palettes this month. Coming in at number 11, this makes me so sad too. I just rolled the Pat McGrath Bridgerton palettes, this one and the pink one. I rolled both of them into, I think it was my Throwback 30, and I swatched them on camera and just was like, like they swatched so pretty. So I took both of these palettes with me to Vegas and I used them, and I was so underwhelmed. When I tell you, just, I don't know how to describe the feeling that I had of just being like picked up and then just dropped, okay? That blue shade right there is the messiest thing, even over glitter glue. It just ended up all over my face. It burned my eyes. The shades in here, like there's no shade in here to deepen up a look, so I had to go into another palette for that. There's no inner corner or brow bone highlight. I had to go into another palette for that. Like, it's not it. So I'm actually going to let these go. I'm going to declutter them. I'm gonna do it. So that was number 11. Number 10, coming in one spot above something being decluttered, this surprises me, but you know what, I just need to be honest, is my focus palette for the year, my ABH Norvina. I used to swear that I loved this palette, but this palette is so boring to me. I am supposed to be doing this as a focus palette, and honestly, I hit pan in the lightest shade in there, the easiest shade to hit pan on, and kind of put this away, and I have used it twice in the last, what, 2 months? Yeah. Coming in at number 9, the BH Lust in Los Angeles. I took this to Vegas. I have 6 uses on this. Most of it is for the white shade. I use this every day in my inner corner. For my inner corner highlight, I love it. It is such a good matte white. But I also did do a complete look with this one day, and BH formula is just good. And that palette is ranking above the other 2 just because I find it useful. Coming in at number 8, another one that shocked me. This is the Too Faced Be My Lover palette. I got 8 uses on this, and I have started to use this shade here for my brow bone setting shade. I use these a lot in my crease, just to blend out my lower lash line. This little palette is nice. I really enjoy it. So yeah, this one comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7. I love this palette, and you'll see why it ranks where it does. So coming in at number 7 is the Beauty Bay Midnight palette. I love the shades in here. Like, so good. So freaking good. But I only used it one time for this update. And I mean, it's still ranked higher than 1, 2, 3, 4 other palettes, so it's not bad. But considering I only used it one time, it just needs to be where it's at. Coming in at number 6 is the Glamlight Strawberry Shortcake palette. This one in the Beauty Bay palette, I kind of like flopped around for a while. But if I have to compare them, Glamlight will always win out for me. So this palette is just fun, it's cute. Again, I've only used it once for this update, but I went in and used the green shades for a green look one day. And honestly, I love everything about this palette, and I'm glad that I pulled it out to use. I think it's in a project right now, actually. Number 5. This one shocked me, like absolute shock. Considering I decluttered the palette from the year before. It's the Pat McGrath Holiday palette. This one is called, I think, Celestial Nirvana. Pat McGrath Labs Mothership Mega Celestial Nirvana. Yes. So the one before this was the Celestial Odyssey, and I hated it. Like, it gave me anxiety knowing that I had it in my collection and wasn't using it. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. And when this one came out, it had like purples and stuff in it, and I was like, but Jen gifted this to me in Vegas, and just, ow, my heart. And I was so happy to use this. I pulled it out and used it for the first time today, and it shot up all the way to number 5. So today I used the purples, and then I used this shade right here. Just over purples, like on the inner corner with pitaya on the outside of my lid. It was delicious. Number 5. Going to number 4. This is a palette that I also only used once this month, but if I am looking at palettes that are all kind of like grouped together, this one is going to top them. Kind of like Glamlight Strawberry Shortcake would top Beauty Bay. This topped all of the one users in this list, and it's my Kaleidos Club Nebula palette. I absolutely love this freaking palette so much. And I went into this on that day that I did greens. I used the greens on the top, and then I also used the nice shifty blue right here, which I want to swatch that for you. It's called Astro. That color is just sick. And depending on what colors you use it on top of, really just kind of like transform the color itself. Oh, it is so beautiful. Anyway, number 4. Coming in at number 3, a very solid third spot. I have used this palette 3 times, and this one has blown me away. Blown me away. It is the Blend Bunny Primal Palette. I did not buy this when it launched. I purchased one for Danny for her birthday last year. Birthday or Christmas? I think birthday. Sent it to her. I had FOMO, and then I found out that they were discontinuing it. I got it. It was 50% off, and this palette. So if you're not familiar with this one, they go by rows, but it's kind of like pastels, and then they just get a little bit darker, and then shimmers. But in here, there is a matte white and a matte black. So I'm starting to use matte black in all of my looks to deepen up the outer corner, and I use matte white every day on my inner corner. So to have both of those in the same palette with all of this yummy goodness in it, it definitely earned its spot at number 3. And this formula is so good. Like this formula, 10 out of 10. So good. So you're asking what might have topped that then? Coming in at number 2, love her, Hella, my Hella palette. So I'll explain when I show you number 1 why this is not. This is my favorite palette in my entire collection, and I rank this over the one that I chose for my peak this month merely because you cannot get this one anymore. And to me, that just makes it priceless to me, on top of the fact that it is just, I love using this palette so much. But for this ranking this month, it is in spot number 2. I used it 2 times. I used it for my palette bingo that I did with the collab with Erica, Ashley, Amy, Melissa, and then the group that they put together. And oh my gosh, it was so fun. And then I came back in and did another look one day, and this palette is freaking amazing. So now we have gone through everything. We've gone through our palettes, we've gone through our liners, and we've gone through our toppers. So what, might you ask, came in the number 1 spot for all of these? I will tell you. My number 1 liner for this month, I've used it 5 times. I did use it more in Vegas, but I forgot to mark uses, so I'm only counting obviously what I have marked down. Can you guess what liner it is? You totally can. My number 1 liner for this update is the About Face liner in Electric Slide. Oh, she is just dirty and nasty and delicious, and oh, you're disgusting and I love you. Okay, that is my top liner for this update. My topper, my number 1 topper for this month goes to Cleona's Fruit Lighter in Pitaya. I cannot stop using this. It isn't a project, but still. I used it 5 times this update. Freaking stop it. Oh my god, I just freaking love it. I love it so much. Do you know what my number 1 palette is for this update? Tell me. Come on, tell me. You know, it's the Flight Club. So when I was packing to go to Vegas, I did not pack this palette. And I don't want to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it. If you don't know this palette, first of all, it's still for sale. Get you one. This palette is, between this and the liner, this is like my soul. Yeah, this is my soul. So I didn't want to pack this because I was afraid something would happen to this palette traveling. So I tried to bring things, you know, like this that I wouldn't cry about if they broke, or like the Pat McGrath palettes or something. But then I got to Danny's house and she was packing and we were talking about it, and I was like, I can't go a whole trip without it. So she brought hers and let me use it. So thank you, Danny. And that saved my trip because there was a very purple look day and I needed this palette, and she came in clutch for me. So these are my number 1s. These are my peaks. My peaks for this month's update: the Menagerie Flight Club palette, the About Face liner in Electric Slide, and the Fruit Lighter in Pitaya from Cleona. Do you agree with my picks? And did you know what I was going to say before I said them? I mean, I don't want to say that I'm predictable, but oh my God, I'm kind of predictable. So I will go in now and just put up pictures of the looks that I did. And I want you to please leave me a comment below letting me know if you like this format better, or if you like it better when I just go through look by look and tell you what I used for each one. I just thought this would be nice. It would be doing something different, something I definitely had not done before. And it really made me think about what I used, what I'm drawn to. If I wasn't panning, like what would I be drawn to organically? And if I wasn't project panning, I could get rid of 95% of my makeup. I say that confidently, and I could just use the same things over and over again and be perfectly happy. So yeah, that was an eye-opener, really. And maybe it'll curb my spending a bit. I don't know, maybe. Anyway, again, please leave a comment below. Let me know if you like this format, if you like knowing my rankings, my reasoning. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you want the old format back? And yeah. All right. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you're having a really freaking good day or night, and I love you, and you know I do. All right, bye. Coming in at number 3 will be from the, oh no, I am wearing it today just a little tiny bit, but, oh no, I'm not, just kidding. No, I'm not. Just kidding. Shit sticks. Coming in at number 8 is the I do most of my shopping through the